to enjoy the opportunities that are available to us, to live in harmony with friends, with family, to support, to help, to lift up, to guide. We say welcome, 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 and greetings. We had a beautiful innings yesterday. Those ball from CPEP was very, 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 very firm and very pressing on the wicket. The batsmen, to some extent, there was a little fumbling here and there. The batsman's stroke wasn't clearly defined from the bowlers of CPEP, the CPEP ball that were being bowled. So what we need to do this afternoon is get down into how we can suggest to the batsmen to make this a lovely inning. Today's Friday, you know, before they go back off to the weekend in the dressing room. Some may have to go to the gym. Some may have to go in the gym. Some may have to go and, go for some physio. We want to give them some suggestion. We want to pass some suggestions. So this evening here, as they wind down, we want to look at the CPEP ball. We talk a little bit on education and the school system and so on, the C. So much is happening, so much ball is coming at the batsmen. Sometimes I'm trying to wonder if we do have 2 or 3 bowlers bowling at the same time at the same batsman. And we have to be mindful of that. We want a fair game. So today, let's digest, because the CPEP ball is coming fast and furious. I'm seeing some serious and heavy litigations, some letters taking place from some high-profile practitioners in the court. I'm seeing this thing is happening. So I will not go into the letters that I'm privy to. But we want to hear from you in the pavilion, really and truly. You all had a lot to say. We want to know what you all want in terms of the outcome of this match. What is the outcome you're looking for from the pavilion? This evening, the pavilion, the floor is open to the pavilion. We want you all to ramage, come and tell the batsmen how they're batting. We want to hear what they have to tell the bowlers. If you want to find the bowlers putting Vaseline on the ball and his crooked ball, and the ball coming from behind their back, and a sleeper with the batsman using the coconut bat from long time, and it's not proper bat that was signed and signatured by previous stars. We need to know. We got to know. We got to know, but we want to hear from the pavilion, because them guys and they out in the field, although it's a lovely day for cricket, we must be mindful that after 4 days of cricket, on the 5th day, they will tone down, the little tired, some get a little finger damage and so forth, some dive at ball, ribs, bruise and so. They're about to go to the dressing room. So some may go in, as I said, by the physio. Some may go on the beach and swim in salt water. Some may just go and stretch out by the pool or suntan. I don't know. But the floor is open. The floor is open for the pavilion to give their opinion on how they find this bowler called CPEP was bowling, and how the response of the batsmen should be to those balls. You all have a lot to say. You have a lot to say. If you all find that them batsmen and them, they're telling me nothing, they're just going in the wicket, they're only blocking, no runs on the board, nothing is happening. The bowler coming with all kind of low balls. Sometimes he roll the ball, you know, sometimes when you're bowling at little children, you roll the ball on the ground. And you go to hit the ball, your bat stick in the dirt, no we had to ask now, could we call and say, well, the man out because the man rolled the ball? or the bowler didn't tell the umpire what type of ball he's coming with. The umpire come with spin and he come with a pace. Bowler say, I'm not ready, unfair game. What are we expecting from the field next week as they close off play today? We must do a summary of the game thus far. We talk about the moody ball that was bowled and so forth. We talk about that. We talk about the Afri-Exim Bank ball that was bowled. We talk about that. We talk about South-South trade between Trinidad and the African continent. We talk about that. We talk about the Labour ball, the Labour batsman that was in the wicket taking some ball and the expectation. We have a caller. Caller, it's your day.
Caller.
Pavilion is open.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Selvon, and to your listenership. Well, I watching this CPEP thing and the way how the new PNM opposition is treating with it. I see that now that the PNM is in opposition, that they are providing persons who might be disenfranchised with some legal representation. I know that is something that the UNC have been doing, right? Providing persons with legal representation from time and time again. I just asking, is this something that we could continue to see going forward from the PNM, or is it only when they're in opposition we're going to see them bowling these type of balls and only going to assist persons in that manner when they're in opposition? Or can we continue to see that if by a long shot they end up in power sometime again? Is it that the change of leadership of the PNM brought this on, or is it that just the fact that they're in opposition that they're using this as a strategy now? This is something that we are looking on at from the pavilion.
Well, what do you like to see? What you, as from the pavilion, the batting coming out next week, the winding down. What you would like to see? How you like to see the batting take place next week? Because when they come out, they must come out understanding the expectation of the pavilion. What you would like to see take place? So CPEP is where it's at right now. How you would like to see? Do you say shut down CPEP? Do you say, I hear some people say, well, have no contractor, just have the workers working straight with the government, like how, like URP work and so forth, straight with the government, or keep the original mandate and the contractor? What you would like to see from as you sit in the pavilion? What you like to see out on the field?
Right, I am in support of anything that is best for the country. So whether it's still to remove the contractors and hire the workers directly under CPEP, give them some more security of tenure in terms of not being able to get sent home so easily if you're not found wanted. You know, yeah, so I expect that the batspeople will go back to the board and try to make some run with what is existing currently and try to make the best of what exists. Whether it's, as I say, if they pay new contractors, so be it, or if they just hire not the lower workers with a structured approach or program that would alleviate the so-called corruption that they talking about or would have highlighted. Because one thing to speak about corruption and then you just go back and do the same thing again, or you don't fit with the issue, and we have that to face with going forward. So
excellent, right now, caller. I like your expectation. Good. Excellent. Thank you, caller. Good. Caller, what's your expectation? Do we want to advise the field? How we want to look at this thing, caller? Welcome. Caller? Oh, not hearing this caller for some reason. Caller, welcome. You on? Caller, probably call back, caller. I know what's happening here, but I really want you to hear your opinion. Really. So what we're looking at really and truly is how the outfield will present itself, how it will present itself to the pavilion. What kind of runs we want on the table, what kind of scores we want, what kind of ball do we want, some LBW taking place now, really and truly. Yeah. So the pavilion, the field is open. Hearing some noise in the pavilion. Hearing some noise in the pavilion. Caller, welcome. Caller? Yeah. Yeah, he's on. Yeah. Caller, for some reason I ain't hearing you, bro. Yeah. So we want to see what is happening with the outfield next week, and what's the expectation we want to have, really and truly. Do we want, I mean, so far it's only, you know, people zantiwine themselves. We're seeing people showing their emotion, but no real runs are coming on the board. This one's good. No real runs are coming on the board. We seeing some bowlers zesting themselves and they repositioning themselves. We seeing some batsmen angling, positioning, raising the thing, doing some dummy strokes and so forth. We want some real runs on the board. And the runs we're talking about is real effective solution that demonstrates significant benefit in the now. In the now mean runs on the board now. Balls are being bowled and we're waiting. We're waiting. Really and truly. We are the education system. We still have the batsman from Ministry of the People to come in and bat and so forth. That batting will be taking place next week to understand that role and responsibility of that batsman and how you address, because these people, workers, let's call them workers, these workers from CPEP that have, they are laid off. I want to use the word laid off. They are not working with anyone now. They are part of a community all over Trinidad. Caller, welcome.
Hello?
Yeah, come in, caller. Hearing you finally. Thank God. Come in. Yeah.
Yes, I'll change the phone. I would like to see a restructured CPEP. Well, not restructured CPEP. I would like to see a different arrangement, a different structure, a different organization, well structured, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some people suggested that, one that you combine forestry and CPEP and that what will be done with CPEP. But the way this thing is functioning, I don't think that we could continue with that kind of operation. Because if this situation never developed, did not develop, I would have never known the things that goes on with this CPEP. I can't understand. You are a contractor, because what actually happening there is that the contractors are, in fact, they are contracted by CPEP, and then the contractors now employ the employees. The CPEP, that's the workers.
Yeah.
The CPEP now is responsible for paying these workers, right? And what you should say, dealing with the salaries and all that kind of thing,
yeah,
doing all the accounting stuff and all that. So I want to know what the contractors actually do. What is the role of what you paying them for?
So what is your advice to the batsmen, Andy, as they're coming back?
The point I'm making, if in fact you want to continue with this environmental, protection, well, let's say protection, but in terms of maintenance and all that kind of thing, you need to get a different structure.
Okay.
You need to develop a different organization, right? Not that kind of arrangement that I can't understand that at all. I don't think anybody, any rational person, could take credence for that kind of operation.
Yeah, point.
So they need to change that. That has to be changed, man. That I can't understand how this thing. I don't think that was the original the program or the arrangement that was initially conceived.
Yes.
Because I can't understand that in this modern, in this 2025. That is chaos.
Yes. Point taken.
That is chaos.
The batsman will be advised.
Yeah, but they need to be advised. And also, I want to give a little. I can't tell them what to do or how to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But the batsman, as a matter of fact, my little understanding and I'm not instructing anybody, and I just saying how I see things.
Yes. We want to hear from the pavilion.
And I'm saying that when you're going to make decisions, you think through your decisions and whatnot. You look at consequences, possible consequences.
Yes.
Right? You don't know what is unintended, but you make a decision. If you talk about rational decision making, what is the problem? Right? What are the solutions?
Yes.
What are the options? Right? What you're going to implement? You evaluate? What are the consequences? So when you go inside a day, because what I think should have happened is that when the batsman went there to talk about ending the contract of those contractors, he should have thought about the workers. How are you going to deal with that? What are the implications, political and otherwise? What are the implications to the workers themselves? So if you just go inside there and just operate and don't think. I mean, that is not, no. That is not rational decision making. And if you're in a position where you have to make decisions, and I hope that that's a faux pas, and I hope you don't make that kind of faux pas again.
Good point. Thanks, Scholar.
I hope they learn from that, because it has serious implications.
Yes. Thanks, Scholar.
You think about what the consequences will be if I do this. What is likely to happen? Go through who would be affected?
Yes.
How would they be affected? How could I deal if they're affected? What could I do? And all that that should be thought of. And on the very sad day that you decided to take it, you should be able to tell the people what is the next step.
Thanks, Scholar. Good man.
All right, thank you.
Good. Yeah. Pavilion, welcome.
Gentlemen, good afternoon.
A pleasant good afternoon, my friend.
You know, when you're sitting in the pavilion and you're watching, you gotta watch a lot of people cokey eyes.
Good.
Now, there's a saying, the wrong thing done the right way is the wrong thing, and the right thing done the wrong way is the wrong thing. And a lot of people don't seem to really understand that. And when people don't understand that, what you have is a slate of incompetence that's taking place from the lowest level all the way to the highest part at the top. You following me?
Yeah.
You have some men in Trinidad and Tobago who will go and enter into a contract or in some arrangement to build a road, build a wall, build something for the government. And they will go and borrow money to start the job and wait a couple months after to get paid.
You know, that's... you open my Pandora's box for me for next week. Oh, Lord. Go ahead.
Now, imagine these men are somebody's father and somebody's husband. Imagine that. Men who are fathers and somebody's husband will go and do work for the government and go and borrow money at a high rate of interest and start the work and continue to do the work
and then showing again paid.
And waiting to get paid. And then you have a snap election and like they never understood what happened. And these men would not even rethink what they're doing. And they are considered to be leaders of the Kakada. Because there are a lot of males coming along, and females also, in all sorts of occupation, following that template, that mandate. It is absolute incompetence. If you put up a wall for anybody, if you put up 10 feet of wall, you're supposed to know when you're getting paid for that once the wall is completed. Just 10 feet.
Yeah. I wanna agree with you, caller, from the pavilion. Let me tell you why I'm agreeing with you. To engage for the government to award a contract to somebody, a government contract must be awarded to someone against funds allocated. The government cannot award a contract in ambience and will figure out how we get any money after. So in terms of regulation, right? In terms of regulation, a contract must be or shall be awarded against funds allocated for said contract. So when the invoices come in, the contractor can. I'm amazed at this conundrum. I calling it that for nice of a word and a radio word, that government people who do contracts for government cannot get paid and waiting for payment when no contract from government shall, or however you want to put it, be awarded unless the funds are allocated for such contract. It speaks to the private sector shouldn't be funding government contract. Come like the private sector is funding government infrastructure work. So they're borrowing money from you at really no interest. And then you wait 6-7 months for payment. But we had to look at all of that as we go forward. And I like you open the Pandora's box. I want to dwell on that to some extent when the batsmen come out next week.
I met Mr. Manning many years ago in Penny Amfet. I said, Mr. Manning, what's the most difficult part of your job? He says to me, you know, we talk, young man, the most difficult part of my job is procurement. If I could get people who are very competent in procurement, half of my work is done. Okay? You have to be able to organize from the beginning of the planning all the way to the cleanup stage.
Caller, I mean, I could give you a story. That is not a problem, you know, it's the people we put to manage the, okay. During my tenure in government, I like to tell my story. People in the pavilion, my stories, I like to tell what I know and not what's...
Well, I don't want to hold up. Let me finish on this and I will listen on.
Go ahead.
Watch this, sir.
Talk to me.
Why do we have to have so many of our wonderful citizens pulling rake and swinging cutlass and whacker? Why can't we regularize, standardize the sides of the road, whereby you create maybe a 4-foot space off the side of the road on the beatum going all the way up to Balsane and wherever, and then we just get one of them tractors, so you level the ground. In many communities, off the side of the road, you just create consistency. Make it flat, so it's not undulated, and you'll be able to see if it have any bottles and all kind of things. That will reduce the kind of work that these people are doing by 50%. And we would have a more beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what games they're playing in this CPEP, but I'm going to tell you this.
Talk to me.
In 2014, there was a certain place that certain people wanted to come. And they wanted to come for an event. And they said they were going to send the check, like, you know, whenever they felt. Here's what they were told. If Auntie Cams could take Virgin Atlantic from Heathrow, London, and go to Germany, and she could sit down and eat ham and lamb and jam, and then send the check to Bronson, we might think about it. But if you come in, make sure that you send 50% of the money 2 weeks after the arrangement, and on the day of the arrangement, make sure the rest of the money come with a messenger. And if the money don't come, we will not be serving anything. You know, on the day of the arrangement, the check came.
That is only fair.
But the check had a problem. So they made sure within 2 hours a messenger came from Port of Spain with the check. You follow me?
Yes. Good.
They could do it.
So
they could do the thing properly.
When the batsman comes, you're looking for a level of competency in the management of these things. Because what I'm hearing is that a level of incompetence is being demonstrated right now. Am I right to say that?
That's right.
Cool.
I want a competent team of players,
right.
And I want all the young batsmen who are aspiring to be batsmen in the future to also realize how it is important to be competent.
Excellent. Thank you, caller.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Good. Caller, you miss him there. So the caller is saying that we're looking for. Oh. Caller, welcome.
Even the empires, I know I see you by yourself there today. So well, where I really want to know, right, the CPEP, right? Let's say as an average man, their contract, and let's say I have to do a small bridge over a small road. Who supplies the backhoe to do the digging?
Well, it's based on the nature of that contract. It's how we engage the contract. If the contract is to provide material, equipment, and labor, well, you bill them accordingly. In your bill of quantities, you will include all of those costs before you engage the contract. Yep.
All right. So the contractor might have to provide his own backhoe, right?
Based on the terms and conditions. Normally, to engage in a contract, you'll get a scope of work from, let's say, a ministry. Yeah, they give you a scope of work, and the scope of work will have a bill of quantities on it. The bill of quantities might have backhoe excavator, it might have 200 brick, 3 barbed wire, 10 ton of gravel, and you price accordingly. And that is a bill of quantities, and then your scope of work now will have what they expect you to do with that material. And is what they have in it. So if they don't have no backhoe in it, well, then you don't have to bring no backhoe, which means they'll be sending a backhoe for you. The bill of quantities to have a backhoe.
All right.
Yeah.
So these contractors, would they have to have capital in order to apply for that contract?
Well, again, I say initially, I know they have some level of capital that they're supposed to put out because they're supposed to get their workers and their tools and equipment to do the job. So it come like you hire a contractor to build your house. What you're giving him is a bill, $100 to build my house. It's up to him to determine what tools, equipment, and machinery he need to build my house. So he had to know the price he give me will incorporate all the necessary tools, equipment, material, and so forth to do the job. So if as a contractor you have to bring your whacker and your screen by the road and your cutlass and a 3-ton truck to pick up the garbage, you have to ensure that the price you give them to do the job can do it. Yeah?
All right. So I understand. You see, I never had a CPEP contract, so I don't want to speculate and make...
I never had a CPEP contract. I just thought...
No, I know you were part of the government at a point in time.
Yeah, but I was no CPEP contractor, so...
so let's say, Mr. Sullivan, that I get a contract, I have my capital, so I guarantee to finish my job, right?
Yeah.
So I guarantee to finish my job. I don't need no help from the government to finish my job. But if I don't finish my job, will the workers still get paid through CPEP company itself?
Well, again, it goes back to the arrangement. If the arrangement... No. There are measurements. There are work, there are KPIs. The contractor have KPIs for payment to be made to the contractor. But again, the workers are managed by the contractor. So again, I don't know how that'll work if the work isn't done. I know the contractor wouldn't get paid, but if it's not the worker's fault that the work wasn't done because he was poorly managed, I don't know how they're working that one out. But I know there's a time sheet for the workers and they're coming out to work. So I know the workers to a large extent are paid based on their presence on the job. The execution of the job, therefore, is the responsibility of the contractor. So if the contractor doesn't manage the resource, that human resource, properly to get the outcome that the government is looking for, he is penalized for it relative to the KPIs that have been established between him and the government. So I'm just saying, I talking it from a common sense approach, how a contract will work and so forth in this regard.
Well, all right, thank you very much. And you know, it's the funny thing before I leave. It's funny that CPEP workers are the lowest paid workers in the country.
Well, what do you like to see going forward? Well, we had a look at that. You know, there's a saying that that they are paid that way because they work I think 4 hours or 6 hours. But we have to be mindful relative to the OSH to provide employment for someone on a sustained basis in terms of 8 hours a day. You must provide the necessary sanitation support for that work to continue for a sustained period of time. So if a job have to go for 8 o'clock, so you hire to work somewhere for 8 o'clock, there must be toilet facilities and whatever sanitation facilities and so forth to allow. In the absence of that, I think there's a OSH, I'll get exactly which OSH, which line in it says the terms and conditions that must be presented for a worker to work long hours and in these environments as the case may be. So the shortening of the hours where see URP and CPEP work shorter hours, it is predicated upon those supporting sanitary equipment are not available. So, they're only working 4 hours. If they have to work 8, we have to ensure that they are packed disposal or what disposals and so forth for the worker to be comfortable, to have what we call a more humane environment to work in. We can have a man working 8 hours and he running behind Tantidora wall to relieve himself. Again, he can't do that. Yeah?
All right.
Thanks, caller.
Thanks very much. You know, I know too much about the CPEP, so...
No, it's general terms and conditions, so thanks again. Thanks for your contribution. Have a good one.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Bye-bye.
You too.
Caller, welcome. Pavilion? Not there? Pavilion, welcome.
Yes, gentlemen.
Welcome.
Yes. I'm glad you know your ABC and your 1, 2, 3. That you can explain people what is what and why it is how it is. Some folks don't just think that everybody can just argue and make noise. Now, I am listening to what is happening, and I want people to just contemplate. I am getting worried because we cannot manage a visit by a dignitary, but we want to manage the country's economy. This is the worst. We had visits from leaders from the Americas and had not this sort of chaos. Only this evening they have decided to open the priority bus route. It should have been done yesterday. And as for why it is they blocked off certain roads on the east-west corridor, on the highway area, is beyond me. Because the gentleman went sudden to the Cuba Stadium. So what was the purpose of preventing people from going south to north? And put it limited to 1 or 2 roads.
All right, caller. Let me find.
So I'm just worried about what is going to happen with the rest, because look at what happened with people. If you start working somewhere and you collect $1,000 a month to run your family, right? And you're leaving the job, but they don't have anything in place to run your family, to your family. Are you there with me?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know why.
Hello?
I don't know why you're breaking up, but you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Well, if you make $1,000 and you don't put anything in place to replace that, if you just want to leave the job, what will happen? The family will start. And this is what took place here. Nothing to replace what you remove.
Yeah, okay.
And we have now a problem.
Yeah.
Because we just we react to a situation.
Well, you in the pavilion was watching the whole play, you know, so we want to talk to the batsmen and the bowlers. What is your expectation before they come back out on the field?
Well, boy, I don't know. Because right now, we have 8 men out for 5 runs. And the target is 200, so I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
We have plenty balls in play, eh?
Yeah.
We have a lot of
balls, yes, exactly.
Plenty of them.
So we look
2 men and plenty runs. So I worry, especially when we see this first second in the house for that.
All right, wow. Thanks. Good one. Good one. So a lot of ball is being bowled, but the pavilion find there's not enough runs on the ball. Caller, welcome from the pavilion. Talk to us.
Yeah, good afternoon. Hello, Kita here.
How are you doing, my friend?
Yes, I am here. My question is, how was the environment used to be cleansed before CPEP? I was a young man. My first income for my very, very first income for in my life was 2 fortnights. I worked at Christmas time, what they call the crash program. Right? At cleaning the environment, Christmas time, the government of the day, to give people close to Christmas at 10 days at 10 days.
Yeah. So you want us to go back to that system, or what you would like to see going forward? We wanna help the batsmen and the bowler, because we want a good innings going outside. We want fair play and so forth. We see what has happened. What we would like to see going forward.
I'm not going back. What I'm saying, somehow that contract element interfered, or I don't want to use the word destroy, but interfered with environmental works. Because all the years environmental works never used to have that kind of problem. It was either under the Ministry of Works or the local government ministry in terms of the county councils in those days.
Yeah.
Right? And it never had that problem. At the point of trying to take that's what I was referring to, the fact that my first ever income in life was 2 fortnights in county council. That in those days was the St. George County Council. Before it came St. George's, and then it came the regional corporation. Was in local government.
Yeah, it was county council. Yes, I'm going back in my notes. Yes, brilliant. Yes, good one.
We had the warden system first, and then we had the county council system. The local government are talking about it. Now we have the regional corporation. Right, as the local government systems in this country from since the 50s coming back.
Yeah.
Right? So I am saying that something went wrong with the administration based on the annexing of contract work with sanitation works. And that is why when you really check the CDEP in Tasmania and Australia, the government after the Labour government had to scrap it, because maybe it was getting out of hand too. Because the works were just for cleaning the environment. It was not supposed to be a permanent feature.
Agreed, yes. But good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
I know it. I work in local government system. I have a wealth of experience in it. Right?
Well, probably when we open the batting next week, you had to put some points on give the batsmen and the bowlers some advice, because we really want a good match to be played. We want fair play. You know, we want to know that everybody outside there is doing things and the pavilion is happy, and, you know, and probably sometimes advice is needed, you know, and probably a man might pass and hear somebody say something, and that might be the turning point. So, and let me put it this way, there's a lot of people in the audience here, and some of the batsmen in the audience also, you know, there are friends who had to come out to bat in the audience listening to the pavilion, right? So every suggestion, there's no bad suggestion, and this is why we're saying if we can put from the pavilion some advice on the board, some suggestion on the board, the batsmen are listening, the bowlers are listening, there are people listening and so forth. And sometimes really and truly is the simplest of things that solve some of the most major problems and so forth. So pavilion, let the batsmen and the bowlers hear from you all. You all are wise, you all understand, you all have been looking at the game from out of the box.
Yeah,
yes, so
team of scorers who will pick out 4, a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 6. You understand?
You like Bacadal.
Yeah, team of scorers.
Thank you, caller.
Good.
Okay. Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, you want fair play, you want fair play, you want fair play. You really want fair play. Pavilion, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
A pleasant evening to you. Afternoon to you, my friend. Afternoon.
What my thing is about this CPEP situation here right now, right?
Yes.
Now, the government pays the CPEP contractors and the workers separately, not so?
So I understand. What you would like to see, from you sitting and looking at the whole conundrum, the things that have been taking place in the last week, what you will tell them. You sit down there and you watch this thing. What is your advice to them as someone in the pavilion? What is your advice?
What I would like to see, as I said in the previous program,
good,
is that if the government paying these people separately, I don't see the sense in having the contractors as a middleman and the government still paying these workers.
Ball, brother.
Eliminate the contractors, which is the middleman that leaves room for corruption, and let the government pay these people directly.
Yeah, caller, you're bowling, you're putting something outside there, caller.
You know.
So you say all this $30,000 and $40,000 could go towards increasing the salaries of the workers in this program.
Exactly.
So they could get more money than I know, some $100 or $120 they get. So if we cut out that, we could give them a $200 now.
Right.
All right.
Now another thing though.
Talk to me.
I heard a CPEP worker saying on the radio the other day that he worked in CPEP for 25 years. I trying to figure out, I don't think CPEP was around for 25 years. Right? So which means he working since the days of Dude into URP and now to CPEP. Right? Now you know the kind of money that this work paid. Right? You as a CPEP worker, you go and take out a mortgage, you say you have a family to mind and all these things, and that money where they stop the contracts there, you don't know what's going on happen with you and your family. So let me say 10, 15 years ago you went and take out this mortgage. So you didn't know that you only working about 4 or 5 hours for the day. But that kind of money, you go and take out a mortgage and have to see about your family. With that kind of money, you didn't think that you had to find a second job or another job that's paying properly for you and your family. You know, and this is what I say, the mentality of some Trinidadian people is that they like the hand-me-down syndrome, the dependency syndrome. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is why the majority of times we just end up where we are.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And people have to learn to understand that and face the truth.
Point, caller. Point.
So that is just my take.
Good advice, caller. Good advice. The batsmen and they're listening to you. So they'll be taking the advice. We have a next caller here.
All right.
Caller, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome.
Yes, love. Well, I come out to battle about it now. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a minute because we're going to a break. So give me some advice before we go to the break.
And I hope them people work on them very soon, because this kind of bacchanal about this and that and the other. The man and them have to get jobs to do. It doesn't matter no matter the contractor and the workers. Somebody have to be over the workers.
Yeah.
And them inside men in doing coming all day to space in the scope among nobody.
Right. So where's your advice? Where's your suggestion to the batsmen and them?
All them out and then coming up. But it's love for them later. That open up the people work.
Yeah. Well, we here in the pavilion. The pavilion is coming with some sound and solid advice and so forth. Notes are being taken and so forth. There's a whiteboard inside of the dressing room. A lot of formulas are being formulated based on the suggestions from the pavilion. We know from all of this some solution would be derived. Some solution definitely will be derived, and so the pavilion keep giving those suggestions really and truly to the batsman and the bowler. We want a good game. We want a fair game. Yeah, we want nobody pelt nobody and bust nobody head. We want the ball going over, the turner in a full circle. We want no scorching, don't put no Vaseline on the ball. I mean, don't be spitting on the ball and then drying it and so forth. A fair game. But again, we need some suggestions to help them improve the quality of the match that is being played. Outside, the weather is nice. Beautiful weather. As they wind down, and you know they're going this weekend, do some sabbatical and so forth. Let them have something to consider on the whiteboard. All the suggestions are being noted, placed on the whiteboard. I myself is going and take a little shake, and I'm coming back to you. Right? We go on for a little bit.
You got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Attention business owners. Are you looking to reach a vast audience and boost your brand's visibility? Then look no further. The Street 919 FM is here to help you shine. With over 170,000 followers on our social media platforms, our radio station is the perfect platform to showcase your products and services. Join us and let your message be heard by thousands of eager listeners. Contact us now to learn more about our affordable advertising packages. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to connect with your target audience. Advertise with the Street 919 FM today. For more information, call 399-5959 or 384-2232.
Get hot this summer. Oh no, we mean H-U-T, as in hot days mean hot deals with Pizza Hut. Get one large pizza plus single breadsticks for only $135, or go bigger with 2 large pizzas, family breadsticks, and cinnamon rolls for just $290. All your favorite pizzas with all the toppings you love all summer long. So head to the Hut and get your hot deals while this offer is super hot. Pizza Hut, now that's delivering.
We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. Play way fast cash, that is the fit. We rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. No extra spend, just vibes and luck. Play way and fast cash turn up. We rollin', yes we rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. Mega mix or monster pick. Jackpot from 10,000 quick.
Jackpot starting at $10,000 have now been added to NLCB's Playway and Fast Cash games. Wager on Playway Mega Mix or Fast Cash Monster Draw for a chance to win the jackpot after every draw. Don't miss out. Visit NLCBgames.com for details. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
They did it. See, results are in. And Pizza Hut is bringing the big bites for the big results. Celebrate with our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. Just $25 for C students on July 4th. 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. only. Adults $55 and kids under 5 eat free. Conditions apply. Come hungry, leave happy. Only at Pizza Hut. Now that's delivering. Big up to all the C students, you did it. Whether you're celebrating big wins or just proud of the journey, KFC is here to crunch with you. For one day only, this Friday, July 4th, get 7 pieces of chicken and 3 sides for just $99. Available via all ordering channels. Celebrate new beginnings with KFC. It's finger-licking good.
When your corporate event needs more than just food, it needs an experience. A Michelin experience. From mouth-watering buffet spreads to beautiful packed takeaway boxes, the Michelin Experience Limited delivers more than just wheels. We deliver flavor. We deliver satisfaction. We deliver excellence straight to your boardroom. Whether it's a conference, board meeting, or a retirement function, go beyond basic. Go bold. Go Michelin Experience Limited. Call us now at 1-868-474-2250 or follow us on social media at Michelin Experience. Great food, exceptional service every time.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifabamishe Aganki, better known as MC Duke.
And every Monday between the hours of 9 p.m. to midnight,
I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Street 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in
every Monday between the hours of 9 p.m. to midnight
for Orisha, The Way of Life.
This summer, give your child skills of a lifetime with several boot camp. Children between the ages of 5 to 17 come enjoy Children Iron Chef competition. Your child will learn to prepare healthy breakfast, lunch, dinner, CPR, first aid, and conflict management. With field trip, your child will be given free apron and certification upon completion. Call 492-7397 or 336-4935. Institute of Health and Fitness Company Limited, located at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna.
For the month of June, registration will only be $50 to book your space, and you can pay the tuition fee before the start of camp.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 125 to 186 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna. For the program, Health and Healing, merging the old with the new, with Mr. Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the Street 919 FM.
Join the winning team with Pastor Alkaline John
every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to 12 noon and every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m.
live on the Street 919 FM as he talks about Lviv, the power of 5 fruits, one of the most powerful antioxidant supplements on the market today. The 5 superfruits in Lviv are mangosteen, acai, pomegranate, goji, and nuni. These fruits have a positive and profound impact on human health performance and disease. Join him as he gives live testimonials of the Lviv healing powers. To get more information, you can contact Pastor Alkaline John at 516-286-7079 or you can visit his webpage at www.alkalinejohn.com. Remember,
every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to 12 noon and every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m.
live on the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
We are back. Pavilion, we are back. We are back. And we have a number of things on the whiteboard. A number of suggestions were made from the pavilion. The batsmen and the bowlers, the two sides, are taking note on how they should reevaluate their strategy when the innings open next week. So a lot is taking place in the dressing room. Notes are being taken that they said, look, you see this fella who we call contractor, who we giving a $50,000-$60,000. Well, we don't need him. Let me just take that, hand the worker this money, give him a little more so he can eat a little more food according to the eat food, and we hire some internal people within the organization to supervise the worker outside. That is being suggested by some. Some say, well, that ain't necessary, you know, just make sure. Caller, welcome. Pavilion, floor is yours.
Yeah, good afternoon. I agree with that suggestion. Let the contractors go home and do something else. And let either the ministry run it, or if you have CPF still in operation, the company that is, let them employ some more staff to do the supervisory and the other pieces of work, and go pay less than $60,000 a month.
It has been noted on the whiteboard. You're taking that suggestion. We're writing on that suggestion on the whiteboard. Yes?
Right. And in real cricket news, just want to say Australia made 286 all out. West Indies responded 253. So they trailed by 56 runs. They are now about to play innings.
Thanks for the update, my friend. Take care.
Right.
Good. So again, the pavilion have their overview of the match. They've been watching the match very, very, very meticulous, paying attention, taking their own copious notes. Because I have to believe they were really paying attention, you know, because it wasn't a rowdy pavilion. The pavilion wasn't rowdy. I didn't see no beverages that have no specific alcohol content and so forth. They were mild-mannered, they were relaxed, they were paying attention, whispering in each other's ear about the condition of the wicket, condition of the pitch, and how the balls were bowled, as the case may be. Now, as they move off into the weekend, where they'll have some rest time, they will really be analyzing what has been the performance of persons in the wicket who have been batting and who have been bowling. And scrutiny from the pavilion, they're expecting some guidance, some suggestion to take them into a better inning, to really put some runs on the board. We want to see some centuries. We want to see some six. We're hoping to get a 36. We're looking really for a 36. But we ain't seen no 36 yet. We've seen a lot of googly being bowled. Googly. Yorkers being bowled from left field. Strange ball. Being bowled 1 month for election contract. That's a googly. Googly. Contract it up. CEO, your contract it up. You still have 2 years on your contract or a year and a half, and they renew it. And they give you a 3-year contract. CEO. Call that a Yorker. 2 years still on your contract, but they renew it. Let me see. Caller, welcome. Pavilion, tell me.
Yes, sir.
Some suggestion for the batsmen and the bowlers, boy. They had to go in the dressing room just now.
No, but the thing is, the bowlers winning the game. The only reason the batsmen surviving is because the fielders dropping catches left, right, and center.
Talk to me.
That's the only reason. Now, hear what? Huh?
Yeah.
We have to stop being a reactionary country and let us think about what we do. As I said, today and yesterday, we now come up with the idea, maybe we should open the bus route. But this is something that was done many times before. If we have earthquake, we have flooding, we have storm, we have all kinds of different things. When we know we opened the bus route. It had casing on the highway. We had bad accidents on it, and we opened the bus route.
So you say the batsmen and them gain some licks. They're against these stumps. The bowlers have them against these stumps.
Yeah, but you was in that position already. The man just bowling, he bowling spin ball. It's fast ball. Just duck and sweep. Do some Brian Lara thing, just touch the ball and like go to your bucket and nobody can catch it. And it's a 4. Think about what you're doing. The balls that are coming to you are straight fastball. We're not even talking Morris Marshall fast. Right? It's a standard fastball coming to you. Less than 90 kilometers per hour. You could more than hit it. But just take your time. Plan what you're going to do and stop reacting. Stop the bad mind.
Good advice. Good advice.
Imagine you take down the ex-PM picture from in the airport. What kind of nonsense is that? That is blatant bad mind. You're wasting time at the here, man. You're checking about pad. You're checking your hat. You're checking your chest pads. You're checking the man bowling a straight ball. You don't need all of that crap. It's a straight ball you're getting. You're doing like if a googly and what is called the one what is called running racks. Straight down, rolling on the ground. It's not them kind of fancy ball. It's a fast ball coming.
Yes.
Take your time. Stop the bad mind. Stop the bad mind and run the country. Forget about fighting people. Forget about getting even. Even in relationship, that's stupidness to work. I remember years ago, I saw a sign. They said the best revenge is living well. The best revenge is living well. You don't have to spite the person. You have to do nothing else. You just live well.
Thank you, caller. Thank you from the pavilion. Good advice. We have umpire Rolex in the house now. Rolex, I hand the floor to you.
Yes, good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon, listeners. The caller is quite right. The batting side has been here before. Maybe when they were bowling in the previous match, they bowled some wide and hit people on the head as well. So this should be familiar territory. Actually, it's perfect. The caller said this is perfect. Some of these balls could go for 6. Once the batting side take their time and plan their response, plan their actions, be straight with the pavilion, be straight with the people. We don't need to go back and rehash and, as the caller indicated, that tit for tat and we go, you do it too, I do it, and you did do it to me, and you did do it in 86, and you do it in 9, and we're going wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. The batting side now has the opportunity to build a very successful innings. turn the tide, it will take a little skill and a little patience. But surely, slowly but surely, they can do it. I have no doubt that they can do it. The bowling side is doing what the bowling side has to do. And their rhetoric has been on point. To the annoyance of some, but you're not watching the game. Some of us getting too emotionally involved with the game. And therefore, you know, we pick inside, we vex. But we as umpires, we know during the tea break and the lunch break, we all sit down there and, you know, we dust off the little, and so too are those two teams, you know. Those two teams, Callers and Pavilion, those two teams not at war, you know. It's not Iraq, you know. It's not Israel, you know. Those two teams, depending on what little social gathering you go, you might see them together. You might be quite surprised that you see those two teams together. It's the Pavilion that sometimes allows itself to become emotionally charged, because we like the game, we like the batting side, or who like the bowling side, and we get involved in the thing. But for progress, for a good match, we must have balance. We must have balance. So I believe they can do it. We can make some restitution, we can make some advancement in this area. Now it has reached, now that the train stopped and things halt, we could really progress, and we welcome the ideas from the Pavilion. From the Pavilion, you all have had a bird's eye view. Some of you all in the Pavilion out here longer than the batsman and the bowler. Yeah. There's not your first test match. Yeah. Some of you all were there with Gavaskar. Some of you all witnessed Gavaskar's innings. Yes. So what you all see now, you all could laugh at. While we might be vexed and angry and quarreling and man looking to pelt, you all laugh because you all were in the oval. Yeah.
Seen that before.
You all see that before. Yes. All you could say what's going to happen. So we always rely on the guidance of the Pavilion. And the Pavilion will dictate when enough is enough sometimes.
I'm getting impression from the Pavilion. The Pavilion seemed to be of the opinion that the batsmen were whooping. It wasn't clearly nice strokes, you know, posture and position, ball come on the leg off and the leg on, but they just whoop at all the ball, and some hit, some connect, some hit bad, and so on.
I agree. They come in, they start this innings with a little venom, you know. A little venom, because remember they labor in the field. 10 years they labor in the field.
So they're trying to put runs too fast on the ball.
Yeah,
and settle in the wicket.
Yeah, and some of them get the drop catch.
Yeah.
You know? Some of them when they were some of them when they were bowling, they get hit for 6. You know? Some of them, you know.
Yeah, because one man from the Pavilion said them like they want to hit all the ball for 6 with heat, with bitterness.
He's right.
Anger.
He reading the game.
They're just looking at in finesse.
He reading the game.
Don't hit the ball finesse, get forward finesse, a nice little stroke, and you smile at the Pavilion and raise your bat. And they want to lick it down. They hit the ball and then they run on the ball and they beat the ball with the bat in the ground and so forth.
And for all our listeners and those who are watching, we may not have said that, but this is Test cricket.
Yeah.
This is not T20.
No,
they did not T20
Take
yet.
your time and bat.
Take your time. This is not T20.
Take your time and run up and bowl.
And take nothing personal. Take nothing personal. You have a match to win. Don't be distracted with your feelings and having to defend who say them, say who, say she, say. That kind of politics is not progressive.
But I know a lot of writing. I'm looking at the board in the locker room and peeping through a window.
Right.
I'm not a peeping Tom, by the way.
No.
I'm Mitchell. I'm not Tom.
Yes.
Right?
You're peeping Mitchell. All right. Thanks for clarifying that. Peeping Mitchell. Pavilion, you heard it. Confession is good for your soul.
Well, I hope I'm
but bad for your reputation. Go ahead, Mr. Mitchell.
I've seen a lot of writing is taking place on a whiteboard in the dressing room of the batting side. The bowling side, they're writing too much. I just see two lines they write, like them feel them on the right track.
Right.
Them feel they have the batsman against
line and length. Line
yes,
and length.
Line and length.
Consistent.
They're bowling some strange ball.
Yeah.
And they have, you know, they stand out a pace. Man who has bowled pace. And on his second or third ball, he do a spin.
Wow.
The pace man run up, pause
and
by the
spin.
And put a spin.
Wow.
So they confuse the batsman, confuse it ain't making sense. We all say but how the bowler will tell people, hey, let me march, let me do this, let me do that. And when they done say that, they jump in a Benz, air conditioner, go home. And then who they tell march look for Maxi? They can't understand the ball.
Tricks,
they say, what kind of ball is that? But how you tell the man march and you give him all kind of instruction and say leave with some cold water. March, protest, go at them, rape. Well, you ready? Alright, well, you go. And when they look back, in a Benz going down the road. In a Range Rover going down the road. And then the man, they sent to march in a Maxi. And getting wet in the rain because he walked with no umbrella.
Wow.
The sun was shining. When he went down. Rain on the back now. But the man who tell him go, gone in the Benz.
Well, the bowling sides their role of being a messiah is almost predictable. We see that already. They have been advertising themselves as the messiah who have come to save the workers.
Yeah.
We see that already.
Yes.
We see that already. Pavilion people don't get too like part of the.
Don't get carried away.
No. There are deeper issues here at hand.
Yeah.
There are deeper issues at hand, and we're waiting for the labor man. Actually, I don't know if I just shared with you a statement made by J-Tom.
Yes, I saw J-Tom.
J-Tom came out and expressed. So, you know, let's hear a caller.
Pavilion, welcome.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Listen, it's not Malinga bowling, no. The poor Malinga to rest. Malinga pretty ankle. So them spin ball, dance ball coming again. It's just the batsman out in themselves.
Right.
The bowler not so
unforced errors.
The big time bowler damage.
Yeah, he gone.
One damage retire.
He gone, yes, he retired. Well done, well said.
Go Pavilion.
Get to Sanko and he on the bench.
Right.
Yes.
So they have some simple bowling.
Simple.
You understand?
Predictable.
A man coming and see a nice ball coming bouncing easy and he make a foot.
Oh Lord.
Step forward, make a statement that was wrong.
Yes.
And then he gets stumped out.
Right.
Yes.
The next one missed the ball and gets so angry because people laugh at him. He swing the back and nick down one kick. Listen, this you're not only watching the game. The batsmen beating their own self. What it is going on?
Yes.
I tell you, all the big bowlers off.
Yes.
So the batsmen again have the game to win.
Correct.
Good.
If only they will stop with the anger.
Correct. The peacock.
You let come your own with it.
Yeah, yes.
Wait a one. You are not listening and them not the team.
Yes.
You have some alright batsmen. You understand? You have some good stuff. We need a good batsman. Like what is my name, boy? Who used to stand up there and took one until the bowler and them frustrated to the end of their life. This boy from Guyana.
Chandler Paul.
Yes. They need that Chandler Paul.
Yes.
You see how we used to bat?
Yes.
Take your time. Plan his stroke.
Yes.
And then when you least expect it, whap 6.
But
Because
caller, you
all
know the
the time
pavilion
you
used to
tell me
cuss
that
him.
I want.
The pavilion used to say he batting too slow and he putting people to sleep, you know.
Yeah, but the bowlers getting frustrated.
Correct. It was incorrect.
And they're making mistakes.
Stabilize the innings.
Exactly. It's test cricket.
Correct.
You on top. But you keep outing yourself. You started off with a good run.
Yes.
You had a few to make it. But then you lost one set of wicket just so boop, 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 boop. What are you doing?
Good advice.
Good advice,
Stop
caller.
the anger.
Yes.
Stop the anger. You're outing yourself.
Yes.
If only they will take the time and bat properly, we might get a better result.
Yes.
But I don't think they might be able to change now. Because they always bat like that.
Oh, Lord. All right.
Unfortunately.
All right,
Last
Pavilion.
time, same game they played.
Thanks again. Thank you.
Well, I watching the time on the next call. Okay.
Pavilion, welcome.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. So I'll be short. What I'm saying, I will wish that the umpires would try different playing, different batting, different wicket.
Right.
Go to Grenada and watch how that environmental or those environmental rules are implemented and done.
Right.
There's a system they call debushing. That is D-E-B-U-S-H-I-N-G. Instead of they saying CPEP, them call it a debushing gang. And they don't call it gang in fact. The correct name for the workers, they call them a workers brigade. So it's a debushing workers brigade. And apparently that system working good because you don't hear no such animosity or you know.
No, the batsman had to put that on the board. They had to put that on the whiteboard. Good suggestion.
Try different wicket. Next up.
Excellent. Thanks, caller.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Pavilion is astute pavilion we have here, man. Paying close attention.
So, we watching the time and we're going to switch the fielder play. Results are out. What school you pass for?
Well, once I get to ride on the bus, you know, I don't care what school, you know, I just ride on the bus.
Results are out. And many of the nation's children are in movie town or somewhere. Many, not all, many. They're at some place of entertainment, relax with the parents, their peers. You know, this exam has been a very stressful one for both parent and student. Parent and student. Some people say the parents write the exam. Some school parents outside whole day today, you know. Whole day. And on the results was they got it online.
Online? So they got to school for?
No, I talk about when the exam was set. When the exam, on the day of the exam.
Okay.
Parents camp outside. All kind of prayer going down outside.
Yeah.
Prayers, heavy prayers going down outside because that child had to pass for the first choice.
The child had to pass for the parents' choice.
The parents' choice. But remember, it's the parents' exam.
Yeah, the parents' exam.
Remember, you don't know the difference between Belmont and anywhere else. You
just want ice cream, KFC, or go ride on the bus.
Correct. And such. Some of the disappointment today doesn't really surround the school, you know. It's just that the fact that you're leaving familiar territory.
Yeah.
You're leaving your friends that you know. You're going in this, what they call it in the rural schools, say they're going in this big school.
Yeah.
You're going in this big school. And some of our children are very miniature.
Yeah.
Some are very small first former. You look like you was a big first former. You was not a small first former.
One man say when he reach big school and he see how big them children is.
Correct.
Scared.
Intimidate. Because remember, you in primary school for a while now. So you are custom, and then you reach standard 5. You know, standard 5 is like form 5.
Yeah.
Standard 5 is like 5th form.
Yeah.
You according to the children, you the big children. You big. So you have extra lessons, and the size of your bag. You remember the size of your school bag?
Yes.
All kind of books. All kind of book, all kind of geometry, pan, all kind of things in your bag. And now that level has gone. You have to say goodbye to your friends, some of who you will never see again. Some of whom you may never see again.
That is true.
That is very true. You see, when last you see some of your primary school friends?
No, I'm sitting down here now.
Primary school, eh? Primary school.
Wow.
And you know how you identify your primary school friends? They call you by your first and your last name. First and last name. Because that's how we know it in primary school. Because remember, Miss calling the roll. Miss calling the roll. Miss calling the roll. Callers we pivoting, eh? We into school, we into SCA time now.
Result out.
Results out.
Movie tongue full up.
Movie tongue full up.
KFC full up.
KFC. We have ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get your popcorn out.
A wing and a fries.
We asking all godparents to report. God mommy and God daddy.
Dip in the wallet.
Godmother and godfather. Now is your time.
Dip in the wallet.
Correct. Because the child pass. And remember all the threat you threaten the child, you have to pass and do well and whatever. Well, today's the day. Don't go hiding today. Don't say today's not mountain. Today's results. Don't spend out all because it have books and things to buy. So don't,
yes, sir.
Don't spend out all. It have books to buy.
I understand the batsmen and they say, listen, you see the books you use last term? They're no new textbook. From one last year is from one this year. So you could pass down the book. We had that challenge for a while in Trinidad, you know, where every year, I could never understand how this year I read Boyo and Kala. Yes? And the next year is John and James, so I had to buy a new book. We can use Boyo and Kala. Always the same when I recheck the two books, the same thing, the both books, you know. But this one named John and James, so the textbook for the class is John and James. So Boyo and Kala fade out. And the next year is Betty and Jean. So John James, Boyo and Kala fade out. And when you check the contents, it's the same thing. The question I ask, where's the PTA in all of this? Where's tutor?
The PTA?
In all of this. Every year. Yes, sir. Because I am sure, you see, life is so interesting, you know. Because the same members of PTA have children going to school who facing that brutishness of every year. You can't pass down the book like I went through. We pass down the book because have maths change, have algebra change. Why every year I have to have a new math book? Because I take paragraph 2 now that was in 4 and shift it around in the same 1 and 1 is still 2. We have to have a new maths book every year. And a silence on that, and parents are being abused by the education system.
You looking to interfere the mafia?
I doubt there's a mafia. We have good, honest, genuine people in this
you
place.
You looking to interfere people?
We have good, honest, genuine. I feel there's a caring society that we have. Just somebody overlooked and made a mistake. Yes, an oversight, you know. And sometimes we have to anchor back the boat. The anchor was raised and the boat went adrift. It just dropped anchor.
Yesterday, we asked the pavilion about how they felt going into the exam. Yeah. Today, we want to know how you felt.
Coming out the exam?
On results day.
Coming out the exam?
On results day. Results are out. Pavilion, I want you to go back. Results come out. Let me hear about your nerves. Let me hear what your thought process. Where you went. You didn't have no movie tongue.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did. Results were out.
Back then. Yeah, cool. Caller, welcome.
Yes, sir. So, we at this time, my youth man, actually get choice for his first choice.
Right.
Excellent.
He did tackling. Gonna meet the other two brothers who in front of him. The three of them going to school now. Respect you. Love and blessing. I always know you want to.
Congrats.
Congrats, man.
After all the other children and one.
Yes.
Excellent.
So, Pavilion, when you call, we wanted to tell us how you felt. Results are out.
Caller.
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon to the umpires there. Well, for me, back then, we just went and play cricket after. We play some cricket down in Presale after, up in St. Joseph there.
Right.
And we had, I felt good at myself. I accomplished a task, and I moved on.
So you were happy, you were satisfied?
Yeah, I was satisfied because at the end of the day, that is what you could have done. That's what you could have achieved. And my father used to always put that. He said, "Listen, do what you did. That is your best."
So, caller, you were not under any pressure. You didn't get any pressure. You didn't feel frightened to go home. Nothing.
Yes, I was. Well.
You're stubborn. You stubborn.
Yeah,
I know why you went and play cricket. We now know why you went and play cricket. We know why you went and play cricket.
I was going home. I was nervous going home.
But that's what we want to hear.
Yes, so yeah, and yes, and we got over, and I worked with what that's what you got. Then,
yes,
we moved on,
and you moved on.
And I just want to say, and we moved on, and I just want to say this quickly: my children are big.
Yes,
but my granddaughter, my second granddaughter, she got her first choice.
Congrats.
That's Lakshmi.
Was it just
Caller, yes.
Hold on.
Granddaughter
first choice,
or you choose,
or the parents' first choice?
No. Well, I am going with the view that my eldest daughter, that is her mother.
Right.
I'm assuming that she has the
right. Okay.
I like your honesty.
Yeah, I like your honesty.
Yes. But she said, "Grandpa, I got Lakshmi girls."
Well done.
Well done.
Her older sister is there, the first grand.
All right.
So she got the principal's award from TML.
Wow.
Excellent.
I said,
so you are one drop to make when you dropping off. You are one drop to make.
Yeah, just one drop.
Oh God! But you get through. You get through.
And I will say this before I go. My first grand, she was valedictorian. She said, "Grandpa, here what now? You have a 2-party and one now here." So because she got principal's award, I want a second party for being valedictorian. No problem.
But do you feel the success of the first grand will put pressure on the second grand to perform because there will be expectation of a standard?
I will say yes, because seeing how they operate, they have that sibling rivalry, but not to say that is serious.
Yeah.
You know, they always try to do, but you know, yeah. But mind you, the older one always helped her out because she had her setbacks. She had her setbacks because she had to be home for about six weeks with some eye issues.
Yeah.
She got kept back a year, but thank God she came out.
She will survive.
Successful.
Beautiful.
She will survive.
And she was there.
Tell her the umpire say congratulations.
Congratulations.
Make sure you tell her the
and
umpire.
Go and buy the IWER. You're owing a little girl now. You're owing your granddaughter.
Yes, yes, say what you buy yet, you know.
You ain't say what you do.
Bricks in going in the wallet.
For real.
You know, I ain't buying nothing yet. I'm going home now. I'm going up.
All right, okay, all right. Pass by Sunday Basket on your way home. Pass by Sunday Basket.
Sunday Basket.
Chuck wagon.
Yeah.
Pass by Chuck wagon.
A chuck wagon chicken. Yes. So, you carry me back very well.
Yeah, you have a good evening.
Thanks, caller.
Yeah, locked on and listening.
All right.
Everyone. And congrats to all the children.
Yes, good. Thank you. Begin.
Pavilion, we want to know how you felt. And tell us the truth.
Yeah.
If you was nervous, say you was nervous.
We had 2 success story already, you know.
Yeah, every story go be success story.
First choice.
First choice.
Everybody's first choice so far.
We have a bright Pavilion. Everybody pass.
Ooh, Probably that's why they don't have pavilion.
But that is why they need pavilion.
Yes.
We have a very well qualified pavilion.
Yes.
Everybody get over the hurdle.
Yes.
Good afternoon, pavilion.
Pavilion.
Yeah, man. You hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, well, I just locking in and getting all the other hell one according to what you're saying there. In my days, early, my mother and my father wasn't that kind of grimy fellas to beat me up and all them kind of things. So, but I had to take the thing and all my life I come to, I end up going and find some kind of trade to do and work to do, which was important, and that makes me a bigger man and creative too, because I practiced what I didn't even get in trouble. So, without a certificate, I'm still good enough in the land to do something and help you. And that's the end of that for this afternoon.
God is good.
God is good. Thank you, Prezi.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you.
Thank you. To be good.
Yeah. Salutations.
So you hear Prezi say his parents wasn't into the karate thing.
Yeah.
So he get through.
He get GT.
He GT. His parents wasn't that active now.
Yes.
I guess not all parents like that. And for some parents, it's maybe just a reaction.
No, they just say do your best.
You know?
Wherever come out with, we support you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your parents under pressure too, you know.
Yeah. Pavilion, welcome.
Hello?
Welcome, Pavilion.
Yeah, can I speak to DC?
No, wrong program. This is the third umpire.
Oh, okay. Sorry, sir.
No problem. Blessings to you. Yeah.
Pavilion, when you call this evening, tell us how you felt that day. Results, not the exam. We deal with that and the pressure of the exam. Results out.
Yeah.
Results out. Your pocket full of marbles.
Yeah.
But we need to show you we played marbles when that list call. We need to show.
Did you sleep last night?
And Auntie come down the road.
How was he sleeping last night?
Auntie walked down the road. Cousin walked down the road. Everybody walked down to here. Because you used to call out the names and the schools in front of the assembly. It ain't no log on, you know.
I feel I was nerve-wracking, you know, because you
I
can
could
see the man, you know, next to you, you know, and you hear any name at all. You're trying to figure out, like, I didn't write the exam.
Listen to me. When you think about that.
Harry Jane.
You listening?
Mary Lou.
Yes.
Betty Sue.
Coming down the list.
Prakash Ramada.
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein.
Right. You just listening for your name.
And your name is coming, boy.
Your naming. And you forget the alphabet.
You're trying to see where the toilet is, but I want to go inside it, you know. I got the pressure.
All play stopping. All the player like to play. Not today, you know.
You start to get cold and the sun shining.
Today you're very serious. You ain't taking no joke. All day since morning. You come, you ain't making joke in class. No joke. You hear the results now, the paper in the office. What time the bell going and ring? Paper in the office. It's had no phone to call home.
Yeah.
You didn't really have all of that. You didn't have no cell phone and all of that. But you're watching by the gate because you know somebody from your family or somebody somebody going to come down to here.
Yes.
I'm going to hear what they do down in RC there.
Yeah.
I'm going to hear what they go and do in Anglican.
They will call them the village Marco.
They want to hear.
I want to do home.
You remember the hopes and dreams of the family and the village in your book bag.
Yeah.
And somebody said that? The future of the nation?
Is in the book bag.
All right, well, we will see. We will see what in your book bag. So you going to school in the morning and you are making no joke.
I ain't talking to you.
You ain't talking today. You ain't talking today. Your face serious like a judge.
And we'll see it when John, who used to come out 8 and 19 tests, get first choice.
Wow.
You come in.
And you're gauging. Because if John used to come fourth and he get
first choice, you start to feel a little good.
Because you don't any teens. You don't any teens.
Yes.
You don't any teens. You used to come about 15.
Yeah.
Not last.
Yeah.
You know the last, whoever used to come last in tests, couple smoke their pipe.
Yeah.
But you midway and you engaging. If he could go
Yes.
St. James.
Yes. I brighter than he.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose so. You're analyzing.
You're analyzing it. You're analyzing it.
Well,
you're trying to predict the results.
Sure, again, my first choice.
Because you're nervous. You're nervous. You're frightened. The theory is that this will shape your life. The kind of stories they tell you about this common entrance results. And you have to go to a good school. You hear where you have to go?
A good school. I know what they tell you how to define good school.
You have to go to a good school. A good school, and the talk was that good school is 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years. Like good school. Is that 7 year or 5 year? That what you say, accent? Is that 5 year?
You feel it have some parents hoping that they gauge which school you go to based on how the school feeding program is run in that school, the effectiveness of the school feeding program, to make sure that I sending you to a school that I sure you'll get a little thing in the morning, a thing lunchtime, because I can't really help that much in that regard. So I want to go to a school where I hear in your belly while you're coming home, before I see you, I hear your belly growling. You feel that play a role in terms of how we send to school, if school feed. Is there school feeding program in high school?
Yes, but
I don't know.
It has become more predominant now and more, participatory. But back then,
but because a measurement in the parents choosing the school, they say here, you see, they go to school, I can afford them kind of things they want. From the children, so I
the club fee.
The club fee.
You can't pay the
club fee.
Yeah.
So me put in that school, because when them ask for the jamboree fee,
and you want to join scouts
fee,
and cadets,
you have to be in scout and cadet in that school.
Correct.
And I can afford them uniform.
And you want to do swimming.
Yes. You must have extracurricular activity. They give it a pretty name now. The child must participate in that, but why get money to pay for that? Because plenty times I listen to.
Because good school expensive,
It come with its hidden cost.
These prestige school they talk about, and $5.
Come with it hidden cost. So you might say, yes, I would like him too, but I can't afford it. Suffice it to say.
They have hidden costs.
So I feel sometimes the choosing of the school by the parent is predicated to a large extent of the hidden costs. Then they will look at, if I put this school, is there any bus to take him to the school, or I have to get hire a car, or I had to drop him by a car? So I had to look for a school that have the yellow bus and them dropping them to school, because all the schools have the yellow bus dropping them to school. You see how they shape that decision here now?
Yeah.
So a lot of decision sometimes is not based on how bright the child is, It's my ability to support the standard that is expected of the parent when you go to a school. Is that a measurement that probably parents looked at when they choose a school?
But the way
I don't know.
The way in which the results were given, the whole aura surrounding common entrance results was quite frustrating. Quite frustrating when you think about that era. Standing up, it's like Judgment Day,
It's torture until they get that verdict,
What happened?
The jury is out.
P. Diddy?
Yes. P. Diddy was feeling really and truly like he did common entrance,
Well, it had to be. Because you sit down there and you hearing these names.
Yeah.
You're trying to go through the alphabet as quick as you could.
Yeah.
Because you know it's alphabetical order coming down the road. But it have N, E, N, I, N, A, and...
You use T.
Yeah.
Your T.
And you're just trying to gauge. Right? And you're trying to remember, but you don't want to miss your name. You're studying if you miss your name or you just didn't hear your name. I want the pavilion to tell us how they felt. Results are out.
We normally talk about the pressure on the children, but there's pressure on the parents also.
Yes. That's what I told you, admittedly, some parents under pressure because the whole thing line up. You see the caller say before he done line up one drop in 2 places.
Yes.
And that will save him some money.
So all that is a consideration.
Because if he had to go Lash Me and then he had to go Holy Name.
Yeah.
As prestige as he may be in terms of school, quote unquote.
It costing him.
Two different direction. What happened when it have PTA and Lash Me and PTA so?
On the same day?
On the same day. And he have a board meeting.
Yeah. Mommy could only go one.
Good. And I don't know if Lash Me have a all-inclusive. What about when all-inclusive tickets? Well, we didn't have all-inclusive in them days. It's level donation sheet. Yeah. Level raffle sheet.
Walk around the village and collect the 10.
Raffle sheet. Level raffle sheet.
Collect the 1 zeros.
Somehow you take the raffle money.
Yeah.
We not ask him, he's telling all in the pavilion.
And said, dog, eat it.
Yeah, well, let's take the raffle money. Because as a child, you ain't seen plenty money, so $20, you know. And it had his school writing on it, the school heading.
And let's stamp from the school and the principal side.
You going wrong, collecting. You know? Yeah. And listen, the pressure is on. If you didn't bring in that raffle sheet, or your mother or daddy couldn't bring in that raffle sheet, you feel shame.
Yeah.
You feel shame, umpire. You want to go to school, your hand in miss it, so you good?
Yeah.
Understand? And next parent just come in and miss look at $20 for that sheet.
Yeah. Buy the whole sheet, you know.
That is for John. Miss, that is for John.
Yeah.
Give the no, miss, don't give me no change. That is for John. And you collecting bobs. You collecting bobs on your raffle sheet. Your pocket full of coins. You're talking about pressure. You're talking about pressure in the school system on these parents, on these children, to survive, to participate.
So what you're saying is basically the pressure start before.
Yes.
It is after, the day after. But yes, it stop, you know, you saying it continues.
It continues. We will get today. It continues. Today results are out. Pavilion, we're not hearing you all. 3420081 4665391. Tell us how you felt. Go back and tell us how you felt and talk the truth. One man tell we play cricket.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me night cricket. He didn't tell me night cricket he play.
Yeah, hoping the parents fall asleep when he cricket finish so he can sneak in the house.
Yeah, he calling and saying, oh, he was okay and happy. You have time to play cricket? You making up time.
Nervous.
He play a test match.
Yeah.
He want to go.
Yeah, he first one started night cricket.
Yeah, he started night cricket.
Night cricket started him. Afraid.
If we to tell, is nervous, he nervous, umpire.
Yeah.
Nervous, he nervous because listen to me. The only thing more frightening than that is Judgment Day, you know. Judgment Day, you know. Remember, results come out.
Yeah.
Next day, don't talk about if it's a Saturday. As you go in the shop, where you pass for.
Yes, boy.
You go by the barber. You're going for a trim. We say haircut. You're going for a trim. Where you pass for. Everywhere you go, where you pass for. Now, you couldn't ask, did you pass, eh? Because you know we had pass and fail.
Yeah.
But it was kind of impolite to ask if you fail.
If you fail.
But you're asking where you pass for.
So giving a, what we call positive optimism.
Right. But not all passes pass. Because depending on what you say, you'll get long strips.
That way you pass for?
Yeah.
Your parents waste time send you to school.
Yeah. I say use a bright boy.
Yeah. Best stay home.
Pressure. We going through Pavilion, the psychological pressure, the comments, the rhetoric concerning this whole life-changing exam. Life change. It felt that, listen to me, that everything depended on this exam. Everything in your life from here on depended. Listen to me, you will know how good July, August is or is not, or will be or will not be, depending on today.
who fly out for vacation.
Well, you couldn't fly out them time they.
True.
You might go to Tobago.
Go to Tobago on the boat.
Or you go a little camp.
Yes.
Or I don't know where you what little treat because it have books to buy. So parents wouldn't really just, you know.
Yeah.
These are different era. They didn't have movie tongue.
CPEP workers have books to buy?
They have books to buy too.
Nah, man.
Nah, they have books to buy too. We have to figure it out. They have books to buy. They have books to buy.
They have time, man.
Nah.
School open quite in September. They have
books
time,
to
man.
buy. They have books to buy.
Sort that out. They will get money
The captain go sort it out. I noticed the captain ain't saying much. Yeah. She see this already. She see this ball already.
Been here, done that.
Yes, and she will deal with that.
CPEP workers will have money to buy books.
Yeah, they worry with them. Don't worry with the bowling side and things. You know, doomsday message and all this. No.
Cut the ball with a knife and want to bowl the ball.
Nah, the thing had to sort out. It had to sort out.
CPEP workers will have money to buy uniform.
The day as the results are out, it's just like if you know you lost a loved one, people keep seeing you and ask you, how you feeling? Yeah. How you feeling? It's so when the day after common entrance, they want to ask you, but they want to watching you. They want to see if you will tell them where you pass for, you know. Because you know, once you pass for where you want, you're volunteering the information.
No, but here we're going on.
You going in the shop and you're saying.
Yeah, I know. The neighbors in the village, they hear jubilation across. Like Harry Sound pass for your first choice, right? Yeah, they're laughing and they're drinking and they're bacchanal.
Nobody have to ask you.
And the next door, house quiet.
Nobody have to ask you where you pass for.
Just listen to jubilation on the street and you'll know.
You just bowling, you know. You know I'm going so and so. You know everybody, nobody didn't ask you that. That is when you're happy.
Yeah.
That is when you're satisfied, or at least you know you're being a child.
Yeah.
But not everybody had that faith.
Yeah.
Not everybody had that outcome. Today was not a happy day for everybody. So we'll hear from the pavilion when we come back from drinks. Oh, today's okay.
Yeah. Next week
for that.
Room.
Next week for that.
They're going in the dressing room.
Yes, next week for that. I my apologies, pavilion. My apologies.
So pavilion, next week we'll be joining you all with more evaluation. We go.
You've got bills to pay. And